Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin apparently wants the women in his state barefoot and pregnant. The Republican governor of the state for lovers, Virginia is for lovers, apparently does not believe that you should be able to get birth control, that it should not be protected by law. Youngkin recently vetoed a bill advanced by Democrats that would have protected access to contraception. So this had happened on Friday. HB 609 passed the Democratic-controlled legislature and would have guaranteed healthcare providers have a right to prescribe contraceptives and that patients would have a right to obtain them. It seems relatively simple. It's protecting bodily autonomy. It also defined forms of contraception and outlined legal actions that could be taken if the woman's rights were infringed. All right, I mean, that's pretty simple. This is bodily autonomy. And by the way, it's not just cisgendered women who take contraception. There's also transgender men who take contraception as well. So very, very simple, right? Now, Youngkin said, well, look, I didn't codify this because we don't really need it. I mean, we got federal protections. Plus, he said the bill created an overly broad sense of action against political subdivisions and parents, as well as medical professionals. That is gobbledygook. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. All right, that's a nonsense political talking point. How does guaranteeing access to contraception do any of that? No. This is him pushing back against people's rights to bodily autonomy. Now, Youngkin had also pushed for amendments to the bill that the legislation's sponsor, State Senator Gajala Hashmi, said had gutted the protections in the bill. Susan Swecker, chair for the Virginia Democratic Party, said in a statement that contraception is used to manage a wide variety of health conditions, and by choosing not to protect it, Youngkin is hurting thousands of people. Well, that's never stopped Republicans before. Oh, we're going to hurt more people if we don't do this? You already sold me on not doing it, so I mean, what better reason is there? I'm going to harm more people. Look, she continued, by the way, saying this comes down to health and freedom, and Youngkin and Republicans continue to carelessly and blatantly disregard both. That's partly what it comes down to, but in reality, it actually gets much worse. So now, Virginia joins Missouri, Louisiana, Arizona, and Idaho as states where Republicans have actually been working to institute restrictions on contraceptive access in the wake of the Supreme Court decision that overturned Roe v. Wade back in June of 2022. So that said, his claim that we don't really need this, we've already got protections, it refers to 1965's Supreme Court decision, Griswold v. Connecticut. So that protected birth control access, first for married couples, and then, of course, another case, Eisenstadt versus Byrd, that extended the right to non-married couples, right, to be able to access, to get birth control measures, right? So now, when he says, don't worry, it's already federally protected, that should be a warning sign. Because guess what? They said the same damn thing about abortion access, okay, before they eliminated Roe. Oh, don't worry about it. We don't have to codify this. Oh, no, it's already federally protected. We're not going to touch it. And then, oops, oh, look at that. We just eliminated your right to bodily autonomy when it comes to abortion. Oops. No, not an oops. That is by design. Look, state governments are trying to codify this. Democrats in these states are trying to codify it. And Republicans are like, oh, no, why are you doing this? There's no reason for you to do this. I support the right to abortion, or I support the right to contraception. And yet they refuse to codify it because they're planning to come for it. All right. Now, Youngkin, again, said contraception's already protected and had sent back substitute language that would make access to the birth control a policy rather than signing a new law that would codify it. So what does that mean? Well, a policy can be undone. Okay? You get enough Republicans in the legislature, you can just undo it. Undo the codification. That is the problem. You want to enshrine that into the state constitution so that it is protected. But again, the reason that he is doing this is because he wants to make sure that these rights are not codified into law and that they are there, and that he is pushing against them so that this can get to the Supreme Court, where it will be killed. Republican legislatures have been getting ready for this fight. They've been passing laws that are sure to be met with legal challenges in the hopes that one of those legal challenges, just like Roe, makes it to the conservative Supreme Court, where at least one justice has already openly called for it to be revisited. And that was Justice Clarence Thomas. In his written opinion on Roe, we need to revisit Griswold. Oh, really? Do we now? No, we don't. Look, I told you they weren't going to stop with abortion, all right? Now that abortion has been outlawed in a lot of red states because of the end of Roe, now they want to come for the next thing, and that is birth control. Why? Why? Well, we know why. It is an effort to set women's rights back at least 100 years.